Well, police are taking their hunt for the suspect in a random Cleveland killing that was recorded and posted to Facebook across the U.S. Recent murder bringing to light some questions about Facebook and security. And joining us now is a man with all the answers, is security expert David Papp. Good morning, David.
Good morning, Mike.
Nice to have you. And it's a horrible subject matter, but it's something we should touch on.
Very real.
You know, we talk about Facebook having a policy, initiating a policy regarding fake news. Is it possible for them to initiate a similar type policy to prevent or to slow down violent and extreme content on their site?
I think it is possible, Mike. The idea behind the fake news is that there's a button that appears now which you can report a story that you see on your timeline as being fake. The interesting thing about that, though, is it doesn't actually get removed right away. If there's enough posts that say that it's fake, then it actually has to get flagged and investigated by a fact-checking organization, like Snopes or PolitiFact or something like that, right? So how would you prevent something that's immediately happening on Facebook Live? Like, it's not like you can go do fact-checking on it. The other interesting thing I noticed, Mike, is when those fake stories came out last year, most of them were around, President Trump.
Sure, yeah.
They were performing much better than the actual legitimate stories. People like fake news, I guess.
Yeah. But is there some kind of algorithm that can be developed to take things offline? I know there's something that exists now that it takes like 3 hours, but
Yeah.
What about within 3 minutes? Because that's a long time. Even 3 minutes is a long time when it's live, when it's Facebook Live.
The problem there is it's video content, so how are you actually looking at the content of what's being said? I guess you could probably try and process if there's any words being said or what the comments are, and you could base it on that. But then what happens if it's something that's legitimate? Because false positives are something that people are very much scared of. And then what happens if they institute something like that and Facebook is then more liable when something does slip through the cracks? Do you know what I mean? Like it's a balancing act.
Should Facebook be more accountable in situations like this?
Exactly. I think they could participate a lot more than they have. Absolutely. Interestingly enough...
Well, let me just mention one other thing. Now that you've said that, the mayor of Cleveland offering a $50,000 reward for the capture. Should Facebook be kicking in here?
100%. Because think about the ad revenue that they're making on all this stuff. What are they doing with that money? They shouldn't be even making money on fake news and stories like this. I think that they should be throwing that in to help, curb the problem.
Just the fact that I mean, this is one particular instance that we're making reference to, but we've seen other acts of violence. We've seen suicide. Just some horrific things that have happened live on social media. Is this having it's got to be having a negative effect on their brand?
I think it is to a certain extent, but you got to remember that Facebook is growing exponentially. They're at a point where it's 1.9 billion active users on Facebook, and that's still growing. So with that, you get the odd occurrences of problems that are going to come up, right? It's just a nature of the beast. So the question is, how are they dealing with that information? How are they dealing with these situations that I still think are the odd little, off to the side problems? I don't think it's the norm.
They are, but the thing is, it's like anything else. You get into copycat situations, right?
Yeah.
One sees it happen, and then some deranged person decides to do the same thing, God forbid, and then we're stuck in this pattern.
Oh, absolutely. Interestingly enough, when you want to go and post an ad on Facebook right now, there's quite a rigid process where you have to go through in order for it to be approved before it goes live. I almost wonder if they need to institute other policies on this kind of stuff, right?
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens in the future. Hopefully it's quick.
Yeah.
Thanks, David. You can follow David on Twitter or check out his blog. It's a very busy blog. You can see his Twitter feed there, @David Papp.